Fiction is society's means of thinking out loud. Our stories help us work out our big social dilemmas, our fears, dreams, and our own thought experiments. And when we reach big moments in real life, we have a foundation for our reasoning. We're at that precipice right now with artificial intelligence, and it requires our careful attention. Luckily, our literature has already been imagining it. So, what has it been saying now that tech leaders are pressing it into life? From Descartes' Discourse to Ishiguro's Clara and the Sun, the discussion on AI has spanned several centuries and brought to light central questions about the mind, intelligence, and human coexistence with machines. Today, we'll be looking at 34 texts that get to the heart of artificial intelligence. I'll attempt to make this video manageable, so I'll quickly introduce you to a list that is the best fiction and more on artificial intelligence. We certainly have a very strong list. Let's call this the literary canon on AI. Ta-da! We have always been curious about our capacity to learn through literature. How does it happen? What do we learn? How much can we learn from literature? These questions will take a lifetime, maybe even several lifetimes to learn. But we are going to venture ambitiously today and do as much as we can. These questions are perhaps even more complex when we try to understand a technical subject like artificial intelligence through a medium, literature, that is not itself technical. But reading about AI through fiction is not reading just about machines. It's actually reading through a mirror and discovering what we can about how we humans fit into this new world. Fiction is where we can test our boundaries and we can ask, have we gone too far? And these stories can help us think a path through AI. I think, therefore I am, is the beginning of our AI journey. Rene Descartes, Discourse on the Method, 1637. In Discourse, he formulated that the mind was separate from the body. This means that it initiated the idea that consciousness was the seat of being and intelligence. And for AI engineers, this meant they could create intelligence. If you think I'm stretching Descartes' ideas too far, look at what else he wrote. Quote, although machines might do many things as well or even better than any of us, they would inevitably fail to do some others, by which we would discover that they did not act consciously. 1637. What? Almost 3 centuries later, E.M. Forster, yes, that E.M. Forster, wrote a quirky novella, The Machine Stops, 1909. Humanity lives underground with a vast automated mechanical system that connects humans through communication screens and anticipates most human wants. Next, famously in 1920, Czech author Karel Čapek wrote the play RUR, and he gave us the word robot. His machines began to think independently and they rebel against their maker. Isaac Asimov wrote I, Robot, 1950, and he established the ethics of robot behavior through his famous 3 laws of robotics, which tech leaders promptly dismissed when they saw dollar signs. Thanks, Sam Altman. Despite Asimov's laws, his robots break away from their programming logic in surprising ways. The 1960s and 70s gave us several major AI texts. Stanislaw Lem, The Siberiad, 1965. I've not read this one. Philip K. Dick, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, 1968. It introduced us to the vote camp empathy test used to distinguish human from machine. Arthur C. Clarke, 2001 A Space Odyssey, 1968. This one features HAL 9000, a non robot AI who seems to go a little murdery because he can't reconcile the ethical quandaries of his mission. Brian Aldiss, Super Toys Last All Summer Long, 1969. In this one, AI is a reflection of deep human desire, but AI is out of alignment with those wants. And what happens when that occurs? After that, Walter Tevis, Mockingbird, 1970. Society is governed by artificial superintelligence. These early works get to the heart of dilemmas about intelligence, empathy, and machine motivation, with and beyond human controls. Will the conflicts kill us? And can we ever be satisfied? These are the early questions of literature on AI. In the 1980s, personal computers and high powered technology became more accessible. This is reflected in the stories that we see hereafter as the AI narratives adopt more DIY aesthetics and explore collapses between humanity and technology. This begs the question, are computers becoming more human, or have humans been transformed by the very inventions we seek to control? First, William Gibson, Neuromancer, 1984. It imagined cyberspace as directly connectable to the human body and brain. Humans could upload their consciousness and become post human. Bruce Sterling and William Gibson, The Difference Engine, 1990. This featured a team up between two of cyberpunk's pioneers and a look into Victorian steampunk, where AI is hinted at in an alternate 1800. Neil Stevenson, Snow Crash, 1992. This is a late cyberpunk novel that takes on AI consciousness and human subordination to programming. Richard Powers, Galatea 2.2, 1995. It explores AI's education on the Western literary canon. Among other themes, the 80s and the 90s introduced the rise of the tech industry, and we saw themes of AI as an extension of corporate interests. And technology was also represented as an invasive means of social and individual control. As 2000 arrived, we'd already been transformed by the internet age, and mobile technology put potent devices in our pockets. The first text in 2000, it's the only text, is Daniel Suarez's Damon, 2006. It heralds the dangers of massive networked intelligence and the new power of decentralized movements. And this is likely an echo of contemporary concerns about insurgencies and splinter groups. The new decade, the 2010s, saw a burst of new AI fictions amidst whispers of actual advances in the technology. Not merely a philosophical concept or metaphor, the birth of AI began to look real, and so did its consequences as computing power grew. But not many beyond tech insiders would quite have an idea of its material possibilities until later in the decade. And this is where we come to Ted Chiang, The Life Cycle of Software Objects, 2010. He introduces us to the AI digital citizens who grow and develop quirks and personalities as they mature. Other early 2010s notables include Daniel H. Wilson, Robo Apocalypse 2011, a brawny robot war sci fi. MJ Locke, Up Against It 2011. Daniel Hope, The Inevitable 2011, a book that forecasts the sensitivity of novels like Clara and the Sun and Automatic Noodle. Anne Leckie, Ancillary Justice 2013. This won major awards, and its mind bending depiction of AI challenges assumptions about unified consciousness and identity. It also asks the important question, can a warship be a person too? While the AI fiction canon saw the likes of Richard Powers's Galatea 2.2 in the 90s, AI has mostly sustained a position in science fiction. In the mid 2010s, AI branches into literary fiction. Why? The possibilities of AI begin to be real, and the realism of literary fiction lends itself to uncomfortable questions about intimacy, human replacement, and social stability in a world of simulation. Novel, Lewis Hall, Speak, 2015. It splits the narration between historical and speculative characters. Each character experiences their very own form of isolation, including a sick little girl who attempts to make a connection with an artificial intelligence. Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff illuminate 2015, an ergodic novel with lots of action. Annalee Newitt's Autonomous 2017 features an awesome AI character who develops a relationship with their partner. Jeanette Winterson, Frankenstein, 2019. Ian McEwan, Machines Like Me, 2019. A couple, a commercial automaton, and a boy attempt to live together while an alternate 1980s London collapses. They are forever governed by their pasts. Then in 2021, OpenAI debuts Doll E, which is capable of generating images from text descriptions. Also, AI is used to quickly produce predictions for mRNA vaccines. In fiction, AI related stories begin to grapple with the perceived inevitability of artificial intelligence. Novels move from mere warnings about the future to addressing how integrating with AI may happen. They deal with moments of almost human proximity to machines that don't quite understand us, but on whom we rely anyway. So then we have a novel, Kazuo Ishiguro, Clara and the Sun, 2021. The narrator, an artificial friend named Clara, attempts to navigate her human family's complicated emotional schema. Her sacrifices may either be a simulation from programming or they may be empathy that transcends humanity. Next, SB Divya, Machinehood 2021. Lena Gwyn, We Have Always Been Here 2022. Then we have Helen Phillips, Hum 2022, a strong short novel that most resembles the dystopian society we may yet become. Massive unemployment, widespread desperation, and terrible environmental disasters. But artificial intelligences called hums have everyone's data and they anticipate their insatiable commercial hunger with sales pitches and well timed commercials. Meanwhile, a family of four attempts to survive all of this while they have a dwindling bank account during a day's outing in the city. Next, an action sci fi, Emma Mieko, The Archive Undying 2023. The world survives amidst AI gods that govern the earth. I Zhang, I Am AI 2023. A very short and deceptively complex narrative. Sierra Greer, Antibot 2023. I underestimated this book like a dummy because of its pink cover. Annie, the main character, is a service bot who is pressed into service as her owner's sex bot and girlfriend. If Judy Cypher's 1971 essay, I Want a Wife, were updated for fiction and AI, this book would be that, but with more cringe factor. Benjamin Labatut, The Maniac 2023. The description of this book reminds me of Hall's Speak. It's a triptych in which AI is centrally fixed. It demonstrates how influences from nuclear era science directly impacted the framing and development of AI, which is concerning because the nuclear era brought us technology that could destroy the planet several times over. Labatut shows how scientific advancement is shaped by AI perceptions rather than objective, linear progress. Next, Adrian Tchaikovsky, Service Model 2024. This one finds itself in the absurdity traditions of Hitchhiker's Guide and maybe Martha Wells' Murderbot Diaries. The main character, Uncharles, navigates a world after humans in which a machine logic is carried to its logical conclusions, which makes it incompatible with human culture and expectations. Finally, Annalee Newitt's Automatic Noodle, 2025. The novel bears close resemblance to recent cozy fiction books, but its flashbacks to its robot's roles in a recent civil war reveals the markings of trauma on all intelligences, both human and machine. So, back to the question, what can we learn from these books? Progress without conscience threatens replication, not innovation. The future comes with choices, and only through imagination and wisdom can we ensure its humanity. And perhaps more to the point, fiction remains a vital location where machines can think, and we humans can still consider what that means. Thank you for listening. This has been Tilting at Tomes. Keep reading.